Hi there, my name's Gary Randall, and welcome to AB&R and the Connected Supply Chain. I'm excited today to have an old friend of AB&R, Mr. Mark Roberti, founder and editor of RFID Journal Live, on with us today. Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Great to be with you, Gary.
Great, thanks for joining us. Hey, we'll get right into it. It's been an odd year, right, in terms of trade shows and events and the way we're able to talk to people. And from our standpoint, a salesperson, it's very difficult to not be able to look at somebody and see their reaction to be able to sell. And one of the events we've attended and exhibited for years and years is RFID Journal Live. And understand I know you had an event just last week, so I wanted to take a second and see, how it went, what you learned, if there was new types of people who attended, or if there was a shift toward a certain vertical. So I'd love to hear how the event went.
Sure. It went very well. It was obviously our first time hosting a virtual trade show and complex conference with 6 tracks. So we've done virtual events, which were sort of longish webinars, but this was something completely new. We had about 2 months to put it all together, find a platform, set up the platform, put the content into the platform. So it was a huge challenge, but it came off really well. We had a lot of this, almost all the speakers from the event we were supposed to do in April actually came and spoke, which was great.
That's awesome.
We had about 2,000 folks all in. So it was well attended. We had 45 exhibitors, and as I said, we had 6 tracks, and I think we had 80 something speakers.
Oh, wow.
It was our typical audience. I would say there was a slight, maybe slight changes in the mix. I thought there were a little fewer healthcare folks that I noticed, perhaps because they're dealing with COVID and are probably thinking about other things right now than tracking their assets. We did have folks who were perhaps from different areas of companies. So there were folks in there that were looking for solutions for contact tracing and for ensuring social distancing and so on. So in addition to, our conventional supply chain guys and our manufacturing operation guys and our retail people, we also had this kind of new group of folks that were looking for contact tracing solutions, within their company to make sure workers are safe and so on. So sure. It was interesting.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, I know the event is something big that we always planned and prepared for year round, but our whole sales team and management team subscribes to RFID Journal Live, and there's a lot of other things you do through the whole year besides just your one event. So I don't know, is this going to change the way that platform works, or what are the plan for education all year round instead of just a one-time event each year?
Yeah, interesting. I mean, I think that a lot of trade shows that don't do education year round are struggling a little bit because they're jumping into online events, but their people aren't used to online education. Our folks really have from day one always been doing the education online. I always tell people that RFID Journal is a web company in a sense, because mainly what we do is we educate people through the stories we write every day online. We present case studies online, and supplemental to that, we do face-to-face events, which is a big part of our business, but that happens once a year, whereas the education happens every single day. And then we also do online events. We do virtual events where we have one upcoming on warehouse management. So you can come in and learn about solutions for warehouse management. We have one coming up on food. So RFID in the food industry, how do you do tracing of food, track and trace of food, and so on. And of course, we have a webinar coming up with you guys, so we'll be doing some education around the opportunities. So that should be interesting. I was curious about your topic. The future demands action now. Will you miss this opportunity for growth? How did you guys come up with that topic?
Yeah, it's a good question. As we've been kind of analyzing business and speaking with customers right now, one of the things that's really becoming evident that's floating to the top in every conversation is people are going to need to embrace these technological advancements in their supply chain to keep an edge. And, some people are going to have to learn to do a lot more with less, and they're going to have to be much more efficient in their businesses when we finally get out of this really odd time. People are going to need to be better and more efficient at everything they're doing. So it really brought to light, there's a gentleman by the name of Daniel Burrus. He's a leading global futurist and innovation expert that's it's going to be very intriguing, and he really puts it to light in the terms in primarily the supply chain. We're going to be having examples of utility industry and manufacturing industries that we're seeing as just kind of as examples, but he's going to bring to light how it's impacting business overall. We're partnering with Zebra Technologies on this event, so AB&R, Zebra Technologies, and Dan Burrus. And we're really excited about talking about how to apply RFID to the supply chain of tomorrow.
Interesting topic. And, I did a lot of general business writing before I got into technology, and Jack Welch, who was the legendary CEO of General Electric, used to say that when there's a recession, that's the time where you invest in new technologies, where you invest and become leaner and more efficient, because a lot of your competitors are cutting back, and that gives you a big advantage coming out of the recession to grab new business. And I think we're certainly in a position. This is a pretty unusual recession, but I think that rule still applies in this case.
Agreed. And we know everybody's going to benefit from watching this event. So how do people sign up for this great event?
So just go to rfidjournal.com/events. It's the first event listed, and click on the link there, and that'll take you to our webinar platform. Sign up. We'll send you a reminder or two before the event, and then just log on that day and bring your questions, and we'll get into it. Should be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. All right. Well, I know you're busy, and I don't want to take much more of your time, but thank you so much for joining us today. And we're really looking forward to the event, and great seeing you. Hope you're doing well.
Thanks, Gary. You too.
Well, this is Gary, your supply chain guy, and thanks for another opportunity to discuss technology to help your business. And remember, applying the right technology to your business will help you do more with less.